Hello viewers, today I'm going to share with you one of the ways of making the rosary. Rosary, which is a prayer, the prayer we pray through Mother Mary. This is how the rosary looks like. And I'm going to show you how you can make a rosary, one of the ways of making a rosary like this. So at first you have your equipment. You have the small beads. We call them spacers. Then you have your string, which is 18 ply, size 18 ply. Then you have the cross. Then you have the medal of Mary. Sometimes it has Divine Mercy. The other side it is of different pictures, but Mary should be there. Then we call this one a sender. Then we have the beads. These are the beads. Then you have your scissors. Now, this is how we go about it. You take your string. You cut. Remember, your rosary has two parts. This short part and this longest part. Now, I have to cut my string into two. I'm going to cut the short one. I put aside. I cut again the long one. It should be more above that centimeter. So it could be the 40 centimeter or above, depending with the length, how long your rosary you want it to be. Then you cut. So now we have the long string and the short string. Now what is next? I'm going to take my scissors. I open it like this, then I hold it like this. Then I want to trim. I trim the short part of the rosary. Why am I trimming? So that I make a needle, a sharp point to when I'm starting making the rosary, where I'm going to my beads, I'm going to pin in my beads. Then I take the long one, again I put the two ends together like this. Then I open it slightly, and it is like this. Then I sharpen it. You do not have to put a lot of effort. Gently, as you remember, you are trimming, you want to make a sharp point here at the end. The same applies. You can see my short one and the long one, they have sharp point, but I've not yet finished the part of sharpening it. For it to be more sharp, that's why I'm going to use the Q-tex. Open your Q-tex. It has opened up. Then once you open your Q-tex, you put the two ends you have sharpened. Together. Then you put on your finger like this. Then you take your Q-tex. You just a small bit. Then you squeeze it while it is still wet, because once it dries, it is hard to squeeze it. This is how I'm making my sharp end points. I have made my two sharp points. Yes, so you can see my long one. It has two end sharp points. You put it aside to dry. Then you take the short one. Again, you do the same. Then you sharpen it. You open it. You sharpen when the two ends are separate. When I'm sharpening, remember I'm kind of rolling it so that it is really sharp. Now I have my short sharpened string and my long sharpened string put aside. Now I close my Q-tex. If you are doing more rosaries, you can sharpen like 10 so that when you start making the rosary, it will be easier for you. Now I take the short string, I take my cross. Remember my rosary is made, you start from the cross, then you put it inside, then you put your, make sure they are the same, they equalize. This is it. Now what is next? Remember I'm on the first short string. What do? I have the how many beads? 5 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I count my beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the 5 beads for the first short part of the rosary. Then I take also my spacer, these small beads. My 5 beads I put them aside. Then I take this to I put them down, close the container, put aside. Then I take my string with the cross. I hold my 5 beads. I put, this is how we put. You can see. Now I want the space between the first big bead and the next one to have 5 small beads. So I'll count 5 small beads. 3, 4, 5. See? 5. Next, I'm inserting the next bead like this. Then in between, I only put 1. Some people don't even put the small bead, but for me, I prefer spacing my big beads and the small beads like this. I have the 3 big beads spaced by the small beads. That's why we call them spacers, because they give the space between the big beads. Then the next I'm going to put 5 small beads. They are spacers, so I'm going to space my big beads with these small ones. Then I have like this. Then the next one I put the last big bead. Remember now this is the sign of the cross, the I believe in God, then the Our Father, 3 Hail Marys, then the Glory be to the Father. Then I go to my medal of Mary. It is in a triangular shape because it has, then Mary on the medal should be standing. If you see Mother Mary on the medal or on the center is not standing, there's something wrong. You see, I have put, now what I've done here, allow me to repeat so that you see very well. I have put my medal, you can see I've put my medal. Then I have put together my 2 ends back into the first bead, then I tighten it so that it is not loose. tighten it. This is it. It has to be tight because remember we are making using the thread. It can get loose anytime. You tight it, then you tie a knot from the backward. You tight it, you tie a knot again, you tight it. This tying of the knot is just to make it strong. So you see, I have the first part of my rosary. I have this first part. I put it aside. I take my long string. Take my long string. Now, there's confusion here. There can be confusion if you don't organize yourself well. Remember, my rosary has 10 Hail Marys in between, 10 beads for 10 Hail Marys. Then there is this mysteries separated by the spacers, the mystery. So I count these 4 beads. I put them aside. 1, 2, 3, 4. I put them aside. Then I count 10 beads. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I hold my 10 beads in the hands. Then I take my string. I put it on my lap. My lap. Why am I putting on my lap? Because once I'm picking my beads, it will pull. If I'm not careful, the beads will fall because remember the other end is also sharpened. Good. So I have my 10. I start by 5 small ones, spacer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 4. 5. I have my 5. Then I put the big one. Insert the big one, small one, big one, a spacer, bead, spacer, big, spacer, big, spacer, big bead, spacer, big bead, spacer, big bead, spacer, big bead, spacer, my bead. I have 10. Then I put more 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 4, like this. Sorry, and this Kiswahili I'm using. Then after the 10, I take my first mystery, the other bead which is representing the mystery. I put. Then after putting, I put again 5 and set 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me show you where I have reached. This is where I have reached. What has happened? You see? Good. Now, this is it. First 5 spacers, then 10 beads, 5 spacers, and the mystery, the other bead. Then I count more, another 10. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10. I hold them in the hands, 10 of them, so that I don't get confused. I put, then the space, insert a bead, 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 space, insert a bead. I finish my 10, then I put 5 small ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we are. Then the next bead, and I put 5 to give space. 5 to give space. Let's see where I have reached. This is how I'm making my rosary. Put 1, 2, Hail Mary, 10 Hail Marys, then the spacer, this one, 10 Hail Marys, spacer, this one. Okay, so I can pour. Now, you continue making your rosary. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Continue. We are still continuing making our rosary. You can also sing, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. This is the part of the long one, the long rosary. This part, I mean, from here up to here. Yes. Making the rosary is meditating. It's so meditative that this is how you have. Now you have the long part and the short part. You want to join them together to make our rosary. How do we go about it? This is how we go about it. Put on your lap here, the end here, so that once you put this one up, the beads will not fall. You take your bead. Now, remember it has a triangle. You have used one corner. You are remaining with 2 corners. Now you insert. Remember now why we made this end to be sharp, so that it looks like a needle where you can pin in. Now you have put inside the middle. Then you hold like this, hold like this. Remember my small finger is holding the other side so that my rosary is a bit straight, this short part. Then and these ones. So I hold up to the last, the 5 which are separating. Then I put this end inside the spacers. Inside the spacers, I put it. Remember, it is sharp, so it shouldn't be a problem. Inside the spacer, inside the beads, I pull them here. I'm still having this one, remember? Putting inside, I pull, inside, pull. You see here, this is my end sharp, then this one, then I pull. See how I'm pulling, so that I'm pulling, now this is what I have. So I have to check the way I'm pulling. The other end should also remain a bit longer, so that when I'm turning, making that sharp turn, it should. So this one is too long. I need to balance with this end, so that I have space. So what do? I just pull it back. This side is short. Now I make a knot. Why am I making a knot? So that it is tight. I make a knot here. This is how I make the knot. I tight it. I make a second knot. Tight it. You see, there's two knots here. I've tied. Then you put this one inside the big bead and the small one. Inside the big bead, then you pull it from here. Now you see, the two knots are here. They should enter under the big bead. That is the secret. This knot should enter under the big bead. So you pull it nicely, gently. You'll even hear a sound like that, means it has ended. You see? And if you still feel it is not really tight, you tie another one. Let's tie another one. Another 2 ones like this. Then you pin in. Pin inside. You pin inside the big bead, because remember, our aim is for a knot to be inside the bead. This is our knot. Then you tie it. I've tied. So my knots are inside the bead to make my rosary smart and neat. Then take the other end. I pull it down so that it is tight. Remember the space what I have. Then you take the last corner of my medal, you pin in. This is sharp, so you're okay. You pin in, and you pull. It's like you're sewing. Then you pull, you make sure it is tight. Now we are here. You hold again, like what we did the first when we are connecting the first time. Now we are holding like this. Then you put again this sharp point enters inside the spacers. Then you pull a bit. It enters inside the spacers. Now remember, this is your last connection. Now you pull it nicely. There is no space here which should remain. You pull it nicely till it is tight. Even you touch like this, you feel it is tight. Pull it, then you put a knot. Not only one, you put 2 knots. Remember, we are putting 2 knots. You 42 knots. Sometimes if the thread string is too big, you can put only one, but for me I prefer two, so that it is nicely tight. Then you put it under the bead, then you pull it. Yes, you put it under the small bead again. If it is too long, you tight it again, but mine is short, so it is okay, I can leave it that way. You have your rosary. Now, your rosary is looking ugly. Why? Because you have not yet trimmed here. That is the next step. You take your scissors, you trim it nicely, cut it, then you cut here, then you cut. This is what you have. Still it is not yet neat. What is next? You take your candle, you lit it. I had not put my ingredients, all of them together. So you take your candle, you lit it. Yes, here we are. Remember, I want to trim this nicely, gently from afar. When it I show you, nice trim with your finger. With your finger. Yes, look at it nicely. You get this one again. Far a bit, so that it is not dark. Your rosary looks nice. And from far. You trim. Yes, I have my rosary. This is how we make the rosary. I hope you have enjoyed. Let us make the rosary. It is so meditating. You feel close to Mother Mary because I'm making something which draws me to Mother Mary. This is it. You have a nice rosary. You can wear it. Yes. Wear your rosary. Fully Catholic. I'm proud to be a Catholic with my rosary on.